All right, and we are live. We are episode number 103 or 128 on the Spaska scale. We are with Stephen Carbo, otherwise known as Brown 36 Wampa. How you doing, sir?
Doing great, doing great. Thanks for having me
Excellent,
back.
excellent, excellent. Glad to have you back, man. We are short two people. Brown Leader is out on assignment, and DB is having technical difficulties. So sorry, we are getting started a little late today, but we're going to roll with this thing, and hopefully DB can join us here as soon as possible. So we are going to roll with our intro.
Podcasting, the final audio frontier. These are the legends of Brown Squadron.
Our computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
The ongoing mission? To explore the Star Wars universe and other nerd culture topics. To seek new content and new cantinas, bars, and lounges. To boldly annoy Scruffy by making too many bad jokes. Welcome to the Hyperspace Heroes Podcast.
All right, welcome to Hyperspace Heroes. This is Brown 2 signing in. Brown 1 is on assignment, and Brown 4 is having technical difficulties, so it is just me and Brown 36. Welcome back, brother. How are you?
Doing very, very well. Coming up
Awesome.
with some exciting things and some exciting things coming up. So, yes.
Absolutely. So we are here to listen to a good review on Teebcon, man. How did it go?
It was a marathon, not a sprint. It was a weekend full of stuff. It ended up going fantastic. I think the last time I was on, we talked about some of the guests that we were going to have. Kim Simmons came in, and he was so gracious because he had double bookings that weekend, and he doesn't typically fly, so he flew in for Friday night, went to our preview party. He was there for Saturday, and then he had to fly out. He was there. He was super gracious. We had Leilani Shu, Jawa from Obi-Wan, Book of Boba, and Mando. She was fantastic. She was with Martin Kleba from Pirates of the Caribbean. They were a riot. They were so much fun. They had a great time. They went to some local establishments. They took pictures with people. They went to some of our local sponsors, one of our local game stores. They went and took pictures there. Ice from American Gladiators did a lot of photo ops. She was fantastic. Our voice actors were amazing. So they really had a great time. They said very positive things. We were on the news, and our voice actors are basically like, I've been to a lot of first-year events, and this one knows what they're doing. So we had a really nice turnout. We probably had 1,300 people on Saturday, feet on the floor, 1,200 people Sunday, feet on the floor, between our vendors, our guests, our artists, our game players, cosplayers, volunteers, everybody that was there. So it was far exceeded our expectations. We were hoping to get 1,200 foot traffic over the weekend, and we doubled that, more than doubled that. So we're already excited for next year. But some of the things that we had this year were super cool. We had a local dance studio that had heroes and villains dances. And they did, like, one of them was Padme from like episode 2. They had like a Sith Jedi fight with dancing. They also had like other fandoms like Black Widow, Grease. They had a bunch of things like that. We had some lightsaber demonstrations. We had some medieval weaponry demonstrations. There was just the cosplays were crazy good for a first year event. We had a cosplay contest in our side room that had 100 chairs, Every chair was full, and there was about 30 or 40 other people standing room only for it. So for a first year event that we're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never run a convention before. I'm just this guy, and these gamers and these people that run a business, like, we don't know what we're doing. And it came off really, really well, really positive feedback from the people that attended, the vendors, the celebrity guests, the gamers. I didn't know anything about Warhammer. I don't know, like Warhammer 40K. That is the craziest thing in the world. If you ever have a chance to watch Warhammer 40K or be involved, they're insane. It's serious gaming. There's like gaming, and then there's like Warhammer on another level. So yeah, it was fantastic. It was really good, very well received. Our venue did very well, and they want us back. So we're already like, all right, let's sign the paperwork. Let's announce this date for next year. So I just have to put pen to paper, and then we're set for 2025.
Awesome. Do we have a date yet that we can release, or not quite yet?
Not quite yet. I have to get that finalized. I talked to our venue yesterday. Where my hope is to get the contract in hand tomorrow or Monday, and then by the end of announce 2025.
Are you there?
Oh, did I?
Oh, there we go.
Am I still here? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're there now.
Yeah. So we're just waiting on a couple of paperwork things, and then we'll announce it on our socials and our website, and then we'll just get planning in earnest. We've got a year under our belt. We know some of the things that work, some of the things that don't, and we'll come back bigger and better. They've already offered us more space in our venue, which is super.
Oh, awesome.
We've filled the space that we have, so we need more. So that's a good problem to have.
Absolutely. Well, I am looking forward to next year. We were not able to make it this year, unfortunately, but hopefully, get some dates going, get some announcements made, so we can start working on trying to figure out how the Brown Squadron can get out there and check this out.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Because you're not too far away from us. Unfortunately, we got to go out and around the lake that separates the two.
Yeah,
Which adds quite a bit of drive to it. But no, we are looking forward to it. I was off that weekend still, so I just sat around all weekend thinking darn it, I could be at Teebcon right now.
They did. We had one of our local podcasts did record. They did a live stream of the interview with Leilani Shu and Martin Kleba, which was pretty cool. So that is up on their Twitch and YouTube. I can always find the link for that, but that was pretty cool about them talking about their experiences in the fandom, but also the experiences of they are little people and how they interact with others and their kind of journey to their place in Hollywood. So yeah, it was pretty neat to do that and have it. That was the only thing we were able to record. Next year, I'm hoping that we'll be able to record all of the panels.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing who you can get out there for next year.
Yeah.
So same venue next year, same everything next year, just going to be a little bigger, a little better, a little more awesome. So this was your first year?
Yes, this was our first year. It was kind of something that grew out of our Star Wars collecting club. 2 years ago, we had kind of a kickoff party to the collecting club, which was just kind of like a bunch of yard games and fun things in my front yard. And that was kind of like the initial Teebcon, but this was our first convention style event. And we did, I'm not going to lie, we did extend ourselves and we're like, all right, is this going to work? We're going into a major convention center. Is this going to fly? Is anybody going to show up? Is anybody going to like it? Is everything are the wheels going to fall off? And, the problems that we had were so manageable. They're like, hey, we can deal with this. And we had a team of volunteers, probably about 85 people that were volunteering with the gaming, the panels, the celebrity guests, the transportation, the check-in, all of that. They were fantastic. Everybody did a great job. And we couldn't have done it without having that whole team of like 80, 85 people.
Oh, that is awesome. So this all started because of the Minnesota Star Wars Collectors Alliance, right? Tell us a little bit
Yes.
about and I love this logo,
Yes.
by the way. That is the
Yeah.
Kowakian monkey lizard. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Leia Cameron, who did the badges for ICCC last year. She did all of the ICCC badges. She also did the kids badge for Teebcon, that one on the lower right. Again, with Salacious, an ode, a tribute to Mark Dodson. Anyway, yeah. So ICCC last year, 2023, when we were driving home, it's a 15-hour drive. I published a manifesto of sorts on the ICCC page, which was really funny because Andrea and Mike saw it this year, like 2 weeks ago, and liked it, contacted me and stuff. But basically about just how great ICCC was, what I loved about it. I've been to Celebration a couple times, and I think I've mentioned this before, that ICCC to me is like basically like take the fan area of Celebration and make a whole convention out of it. It's not like just Hasbro or Lego or whatever, Funko, whatever. And nothing against any of those, but take the fan area and the creativity and the passion that's in that one little section and then just turn it into a convention. That's what I felt ICCC was. So I'm like, all right, I've been to Celebration a couple times. I've been talking, we just need to start our own Minnesota club because there really wasn't. There's the Minnesota Force, which is more cosplay. They have a collecting group, which is kind of an afterthought to the cosplay. So like, this is a collecting group first and foremost. So we created that, developed that, had the first Teebcon in our front yard, and we kind of grew to maybe pretty quickly to about like 400 people in the group. And then as we've gone to other conventions in Minnesota, we get a few more people and a few more people. And we went to our major convention last November and probably got 70 people. There's just a desire to come together with Star Wars. And the club has been super active, really excited. We're actually going to be at ICCC this year with a club booth. And so the Minnesota Star Wars Collectors Alliance has kind of connected with other groups like Tennessee. We're very connected to and have done some cooperative activities with them. And we're just really looking forward to growing the club side of it. Well, kind of parallel to that was this idea of starting a nonprofit. So we started our nonprofit and called it mnswca.org because we didn't want to throw Star Wars in there. We didn't want legal. We didn't want the mouse coming after us.
Absolutely not.
So we've got that. We've got nonprofit status and have been able to raise since our inception. We've raised over $12,000 for our local charities, the Pediatric Oncology Treasure Chest Foundation, the Minnesota Masonic Children's Clinic for Communication Disorders, and then our own MNSWCA Mental Wellness Scholarship Fund. So in just probably about 15 months, we've raised about $12,000 for those. So we're super excited for that.
Wow.
And super excited for what the future holds as well. Which will be more annual sci-fi, fantasy, pop culture gaming conventions here in Duluth, Minnesota. We've got ideas for future, and our planning group isn't thinking about 2020. We're not thinking about year 2. We're thinking about year 2 through 5. We're not thinking, oh, it's a one and done or something like. No, this is here to stay. The excitement for it was big enough that we think it could be something that can be sustained every year. And to be honest, there's no convention in our area for 2.5 hours. Like you have to go to the metropolitan Minneapolis-St. Paul area to go to a convention, or to Fargo, which is 4 hours away. Madison is 6 hours away. So we're kind of in a sweet spot here, and Duluth is beautiful. You come to Duluth in August and it's fantastic. It's like 70, 80 degrees, not 100, not 120. You're not going, and it's not major metropolitan.
Absolutely.
People are respectful. You can walk into any establishment and you get friendly service. So I think we're really in a place where we could turn this into something pretty fantastic. And the feedback that we got particularly from the celebrities that have been to multiple events, was very, very positive for what we were able to pull off this year.
Oh, that is awesome to hear. So, uh, one more time, how much did you raise for the nonprofit? Because I don't. Yeah, you need to get some credit for that. It was
Yes.
12,000.
Yep, we're over 12,000. So we've had multiple events, and we've had some charity artwork and things that we've taken donations for. But our major tentpole events have raised over $12,000 already for the charities that we support, and we're hoping that just continues to grow as our events grow. And we've had a lot of support from local artists, regional artists, national artists, even. So it's been really neat to see that all of these people have kind of come behind these causes and supported us.
Oh, that is an awesome number, man. Great job on that. Congratulations on that. And that is an epic number to have raised.
Yeah. It's very exciting.
Absolutely. So yeah. So this was this year, Teebcon 2024. It was August 24th to 25th. And of course, we'll find out here in a couple weeks, maybe.
Yep, I'm really hoping by next Friday. I'm chomping at the bit. I'm like,
I bet you are.
we have to. I do have so last year, it wasn't last year, it was last winter. So this winter, January 2024, we did what was called the Frozen Force, which was an artist showcase, showcasing local and regional artists, original sci-fi work, mostly Star Wars, but we had like Lord of the Rings, Naruto, other anime art. And that event was very well received. We had a spaghetti dinner, art contest, our artists that did speaking engagements. We had some artists selling their art, and then we had auctions and raffles for original artwork. That event we are bringing back, and again, hopefully to do annually. That's January 18th of next year. And again, bringing together local regional artists that are with a focus on Star Wars, but we can't really say that. Sci-fi, right, fantasy, fan art, and again, raising money for those charity partners that we work with. That'll be January 18th of 2025. And then our hope is to kind of keep rolling events in. Like we'll do that every January, the big convention every August, some standalone supportive events for Warhammer. Like I said, Warhammer is crazy. Like people that get into Warhammer are super into it. And our local community here has a really strong Warhammer culture. And this year's event had 70 people. They're already talking about expanding that to 100, 125 next year. It's legit. Like the winner gets to go to England to compete in whatever it would be the worlds of Warhammer. And they're just, next year it's going to be even bigger when people realize, oh, I can go to this event associated with a convention and potentially get to go to England. So that event in and of itself is a foundation of the gaming world that we have. And then there's another event called Kings of War, another tabletop game. Our event, the Lady of the Lake, is also a qualifier. You don't get to go to England on that one, I don't think, but that one you can qualify for like national points and national tournaments. So the potential there too is to grow that and get more recognition from that event as well, and really promote the tabletop gaming aspect of kind of nerd fandom. This year we did have folks demonstrating Star Wars X-Wing, the tabletop mini game there. Star Wars Unlimited has been massively well received. Like people love Star Wars Unlimited. We had a Star Wars Unlimited tournament at our event and very well received. So hopefully next year it will just be expanded and grown even more. So like just the melding of those kind of nerd fandom, Star Wars and tabletop games and anime and other sci-fi fantasy, was fantastic.
Yeah, that Warhammer sounds awesome, and in England too. That would be an epic trip. I would love to. I would love to get into that. Yeah, some of those Star Wars tabletop games, I'm starting to pick up a little interest in it. It's never been one of my bigger focuses. I have collected some of those little miniature figures from some of the other some of the Star Wars games that were there, but just because they were cool looking figures. But I
Right.
never actually got into playing those games. So
I haven't really either. My son is really big into Shatterpoint, or I should say he was really big into Shatterpoint until Star Wars Unlimited came out. And now he's really big into the Star Wars Unlimited, and he's even won a couple of local tournaments here. So I think his Star Wars gaming priorities have shifted slightly, and I think Unlimited, the Star Wars card games are a little more accessible than the minis. I mean, it's a very intense culture, but it's more niche. You have to be willing to put the time into the minis and put them together, paint them. And then it's a lot to take that and play it. Whereas you grab a 60 card deck and you can go to any of your local gaming stores and play Star Wars Unlimited.
And that's kind of my appeal to the Star Wars Unlimited is I am not an artist at all.
Nor am I.
There is no artistic here at all. And plus I need that. I prefer that immediate satisfaction of opening it up, putting it on a table, and let's play. So all this prep work and painting and stuff, it's awesome. I admire those people who can have that attention to detail like that, but it's just not here.
Yep, I'm in the same boat as you on that one.
So yeah, I am looking forward to coming out and checking out some of these tabletop games and stuff. I think it's going to be awesome, and I cannot wait to hear about what kind of guest list you might be cooking up for next year.
The wheels are turning. The wheels are definitely turning. It's just a matter of, all right, can we pull this off? And it's like we took a leap of faith in this first year here, and it paid off really, really well. So like, well, again, we're not looking at year 2. We're looking at year 2 through 5, and how can we continue to build and grow into something that, I mean, people want to go to. I liken us to 605 Pop Culture Con in Sioux Falls. That convention is still, I mean, no shade on ICCC, but that convention was the best convention I've ever attended in my life. Just the layout, the brightness of it, the friendliness of it, the celebrity guests that they pulled was insane. And I'm like, that's Sioux Falls. That's the middle of South Dakota. Who goes there? Nobody goes there.
I know, right? I know,
Duluth. I mean, if I could pull a guest list that was a quarter of what they pulled there, I would be over the moon. So we're looking to do some networking. We've had some of our celebrity guests network for us. Hey, it's DB. Does he have a microphone?
Do you have a mic, DB?
Does he have headphones that work? Oh no.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, so Brown Leader is apparently he's still paying attention, but not joining us tonight. All my pieces would be solid black. That's me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
we are not taking the time to paint any of this stuff. I'm just rolling with it.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work.
For sure.
Yeah. No.
So if you could have your choice of guests, who would you love to have the most?
So like price isn't an option, or things that would be realistic, because those are two different things.
Okay, fair enough. Give me one of each.
So I would like to have, personally, I think it would be really cool to have like the Clone Wars, kind of like big 4 or 5, like Ashley Eckstein, James Arnold Taylor, Sam Witwer, Matt Lander, and D. Bradley Baker. That would be fantastic. I have a heart for the voice over actors. I love them. Regular actors are great. Nothing against them.
Absolutely.
But I really enjoy the voice actors, and I've gotten to meet a number of them. That would be fantastic. I think that live action. I think it would be super cool to have like Giancarlo Esposito, Katie Sackhoff, Diana Lee Inosanto, like that kind of Mandoverse. I'd love to have Brendan Wayne. I was like almost tearful today when I heard that he's not going to be at ICCC this year. He was supposed to be.
What?
They announced today he can't make it. What I read was I think he's doing episodes of The Mandalorian, which is good, but to be like perfectly frank, no shade on Billy D or Warwick. My number one that I wanted to meet was Brendan Wayne. So now I got to find somewhere else he's going to be. That was my number one on this year's guest list that I wanted to see. So I'd love to have Brendan Wayne come here to Duluth. So
that would be awesome for
maybe
sure.
I could do that. That'll be That'll be
there
my
you go.
thing. I gotta work on Brendan. Brendan Wayne has been super supportive of our nonprofit. Both Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder have donated multiple pieces for our silent auctions and raffles. I think like 6 of them at this point. Their signing agency or whoever they go through has been super supportive. They as individuals have been super supportive. So I'd be over the moon to have someone like Brendan Wayne or Lateef Crowder come up to our event next year or the year after.
Well, it looks like Brown Leader's chiming in. We just broke his heart.
Oh no. Yeah.
Maybe he'll be staying. Maybe he'll be staying home this year. Yeah, he. Yeah, I can already see the look on his face. I can hear the tears from here, because he was really looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
But we know he's busy recording something, right?
Yep. I thought I could be mistaken. I thought I read he was working on episodes of Mandalorian, or maybe it was the movie, because I know Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out next year. Anyway, so he's working on something. So unfortunate on that one.
It's unfortunate, but we know that he's doing something. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Brown Leader, brought a 12-inch figure. It's a figure. It's an action figure, not a doll. So yeah, he bought one just for him to sign, and that's a serious bummer. And oh yes, Brown Leader, he is pulling the mic thing again. So we're rolling without him today, and hopefully he can figure this thing out. He did last time anyway. So anyway, awesome news on Teebcon, man. I'm glad to hear it was a success this year. I'm looking forward to getting out there next year, hopefully. I'm looking forward to hearing what those dates are, and looking forward to some great guests. Like I said, you had some great guests this year. There's the image there for this year. And I see a lot of cool people on there. I really wish I could have been there this year.
One of the cool things too that's not really on there is we did have the 501st, the local Central Wolfpack Garrison, Wolfpack Garrison of Minnesota, and Rebel Legion were there. They had like probably 7 or 8 representatives. So like TIE fighter pilot, Imperial officer, Jedi,
that's awesome.
Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, like there was multiple people there, and they brought like this throne to sit on, like Book of Boba Fett type throne. It was fantastic. Cool. It was super cool. And then we had some other cosplayers as Ahsoka, as Deadpool, Poe Dameron, Rey. So there were I haven't had an opportunity to gather all of our photos yet, because I had multiple photographers and videographers at the event. So now we have to compile all of that and get that out on the website. But some of the cosplays were fantastic. It was like on par of things that I've seen at like Star Wars Celebration or other major events. So that was they really, really brought it from our local community here in northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin. And it was really super neat to see.
Oh, that's awesome. So do you do the cosplay at all? I don't think you do you?
I have never done that. I've toyed with the idea of a Balin skull because I'm getting a little gray, and I think I could pull that off.
That would be awesome.
But I just haven't gone there yet. My family has. My daughter is dressed up as Rey. My son dressed up as an anime character, Yuchi Itadori. This year, my wife was Lumpy Space Princess from Adventure Time. So everybody else around me has. I have not dove into that water yet.
See, I haven't yet, and not that I don't want to. I'm just a nudge away from starting something like that. But every time I think about it, something else comes up, or the focus goes somewhere else. It's like the ADHD. Oh, look, squirrel,
Yeah.
and I'm all
My
on something else.
my first celebration, I was like this close to like the Mando Mercs. They sold at heart. Like it's the cheapest club to join because you can make your uniform your gear however you want. It's the most flexible. You don't have to follow like 501st parameters. Like there's just all these like huge advantages to the Mando Mercs. And I'm like, that's a great idea. But then my brain started going into, I want to start a club. And then I want to start a convention. And now there's all this other stuff that's going to take my time. So probably won't get there anytime soon.
Yeah, and I'm with Brown Leader here. The three of us, we're all going to cosplay as middle-aged geeks.
I can join that too.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're all in. We'll start our own club. I don't know what we'll call it. I'll have to find
the middle-aged geeks. I mean, just go with it.
Middle-aged geeks. The 200.5 Garrison or something like that. Yeah. We'll figure something out. Absolutely. Yeah. So really looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm super, super bummed I didn't get to meet Kim Simmons. Well, I met him last year, but he's just an awesome person to talk to.
Fantastic.
I think we talked to him for about 30 minutes. He just kept going on with stories and details and just kind of filling us in on things we never knew before.
I shouldn't dox myself, or I shouldn't admit this, but I still have Kim Simmons's PowerPoint presentation on my desktop at this moment because he did a presentation at Teebcon, and he's like, "Oh, I've got this. Can I download it on your computer to display it?" And I was like,
"Why?
Yeah, sure.
Why? Yes, you can."
So I've got history on my desktop at the moment. I have Kim Simmons's history right there on my desktop.
Anyway. I'm super jealous.
Yeah, he is fantastic. He is great.
Oh, here we go. Over the Hill Gang. How's that?
There you go.
That's a good name. I like that one. I think I can live with that one. Yeah, so super excited, super glad it went smooth for you. I love all the charity work that you're doing. I think it's just absolutely amazing, man. Keep up the great work, and we are looking forward to 2025. Oh, and he says back up on an external hard drive. You don't want to lose that.
Put it in the fireproof safe and keep it for posterity.
Yes, absolutely, forever and ever, man. You don't want to lose that. Well, great to hear, man. Great to hear. Looking forward to next year. Looking forward to what you come up with. Really super bummed to hear about Brendan Wayne and another really crushing moment this week. Yep. We lost. Oh, that is an epic T-shirt for this week, man. We lost James Earl Jones this week. He was the voice of Darth Vader, Lion King, the intro to CNN. What's that? What was the CNN line?
Then years since I had cable. Is it "This is CNN"?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's that simple. Yeah, that simple. And one of my most favorite movies, his appearances was Coming to America.
Oh,
which King Jaffu, and the King and Queen also that tied in with the Lion King. I just absolutely loved it, and he was always on my list of people I knew was a slim chance I would get to meet, but as long as he was still around, I knew that there was just a slim chance that I might get to meet him someday. And unfortunately, we lost him this week. And I always hoped that he would come into our area because we are not far from where he grew up, an old place called Manistee, Michigan. It is literally about 60 minutes, an hour, hour southwest of us a little bit. That is where my father was from. And so I was always hoping that, maybe he would make an appearance in the area with his ties to the area, but never happened. And just a sad, sad week for a lot of us anyway.
Yeah, there was a lot of tributes and things that were up, and it's one of those things where, as the over the hill gang or middle-aged geeks, we're starting to realize, wow, Star Wars is almost 50 years old, which means those folks that were middle-aged, they're not going to be around, or even younger. They just the nature of life. We're going to lose more, which makes me, I don't want to sound morbid, but it makes me like, okay, I probably need to meet Billy D. Williams, because he is getting up there in age himself, and who knows how many more events he has under his belt. So
absolutely, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I did meet him once, so I'm not going to do the autograph this year, but I did meet him once. Yeah, it was an epic moment, and I think it was Celebration 3, Indianapolis, where I met him.
Very cool.
He was just cool to talk to, cool to listen to, watch his interactions. Him and Kenny Baker was there. That's where I got my Kenny Baker autograph. It was an awesome moment, in spite of the fact that, wow, those lines were incredible.
I've heard stories.
Love to Field of Dreams. I forgot about Field of Dreams. Yes. So I'm looking forward to seeing Billy D. Williams. Getting at least one more chance to be there in the same room with him when they do the podcast interview and stuff. Maybe hopefully just get a chance to shake his hand as he walks by.
I'm really excited for ICCC. I've never been when they've had it in the hotel, because I went last year when it was at the fairgrounds. I think it was. So I've heard just like people gush about the hotel feel, and like, because everything is there. It might be tight, but it's just an intensity of Star Wars fandom.
It was very tight. I'll give it that. Yeah, and it sounds like we talked to Michael Havens a couple weeks ago, and he sounded like he was able to work out some of those kinks and some of those issues with how tight it was the year that we all went. But it was a very different environment. I love the fairgrounds. The fairgrounds was cool. The venue was huge. There was room to move around. You didn't feel like you were rubbing up and bumping up into people. So that was great. One of the things that was a little bit of a downfall for it was how far everything was apart, where the stage was, the podcast room, the game room. Everything had some distance to it. But all in all, it was a great event. But I'm excited to go back to Sheraton Music City convention or venue.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. Everything was very intimate. It was everything was very close, and it was nice to be able to go shopping and then, hey, I don't want to carry this around with me. Run it back up to the room, drop it off. Grab a beverage, grab some more cash because you didn't take enough with you first time.
That's right.
And head back out and hang out there, or just get away for a minute, get off your feet, and just take a quick breather and decide, do I really need that $500 figure? Maybe
the answer is always yes.
Well, the answer is always yes. But, if I go sit about it for a minute, I can at least say, hey, I thought about it. I'm going to do it anyway. Is it a bad idea? Yes, but I'm going to do it anyway. What the heck? So, I'm really looking forward to being back there, in spite of, how much bigger everything was at the other venue.
Right.
So super excited. And I'm super excited about the guest list. Just a little bummed about Brendan Wayne.
So with ICCC, Michael and Andrea were gracious enough to grant the Minnesota Star Wars Collectors Alliance a table. So I think Tennessee. Well, obviously Tennessee's going to be there. Tennessee's there. I'm pretty sure West Virginia, Virtual Cantina. So there are some pretty exciting things in terms of like the swag world. I was going to email pictures, but I forgot. So those of you that are familiar with Star Wars, Joshua, he's done a lot of work with ICCC over the years. Last year, he had the Hoth Imperials, so like the Snow Trooper, the Probe Droid, Vader, like all in a line for patches. And then he had Han, Leia, Luke, and 21B. He also did the Wampa pins, collectible pins last year. So there's some very exciting things this year. He's got 2 patch sets. One is a droid set, and the other is an Imperial kind of evolution set. So like Proto Fett, Clone, Imperial Stormtrooper, and then First Order Stormtrooper. The droids has like BB-8, R2, I think Chopper and C-3PO. So you can collect all of those. And then this year, building off of the Wampa pin collectible series of last year, he's done a droid mashup. So like BB units, R2 units that are like Thrawn or Ahsoka or Mando and Grogu or Maul. So they're different colors that you can collect, and there's a whole series of them. So I think all of the collecting clubs, so West Virginia, Tennessee, Minnesota, Virtual Cantina, they'll have pins and patches. Some of the vendors will have pins and patches, and the ICCC store will have a patch and a couple others. So it's like the scavenger hunt. You go looking for these things, and super excited to be part of that. So Minnesota has the Clone Trooper patch that we'll have for giveaway throughout the weekend. And ours will be, I just have to confirm it with Josh, but we're going to do a modified Sabacc game to win it. So it's not like you have to pay for it. So there's a chance to win each day. And the pins are, each club has like their own pin that they sell to go to the set. And then Josh has blind bags to get the other chase pins that are available. And then there's one pin that is available from ICCC staff or other vendors. So it's more of a trading one. So you got to seek that one out. So it's really exciting to have those things involved at an event like ICCC. If you've seen like the pin trading at Celebration is a pretty big deal. Patch collecting at Celebration is a big deal. And honestly, some of the stuff I had posted a picture of what I came home with last year, and it covered my entire couch and floor in front of the couch. And that's stuff that I just got from trading or connecting with fellow fans. So there's going to be a lot of that in the fan area, club area, that kind of thing throughout ICCC this year.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It was just a rabbit hole. I wasn't sure I wanted to go down last year, but I think I'm gonna
do it this year.
A little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to
do it.
If I'm not in the podcast room, I'll have to be out on the floor trying to find these pins and patches and stuff.
Yes. Well, I'll help you. I know where to go. And speaking of that, so Josh is normally a Star Wars guy. The vast majority of his sets, he's probably got about 40 plus of them are going to be Star Wars, because he's done the ICCC every year. He's done Star Wars Celebration, his own sets. He's done like a Star Trek one, an Indiana Jones. But when I was doing Teebcon, I went to Josh and I said, can you do a cross fandom one? And he's like, well, I've been thinking about it. So he came up with this.
Oh, that is cool.
So we obviously crossed Marvel with Spider-Man, Star Wars with Vader, Pokemon with Pikachu, Master Chief. We got Smaug and a dragon from Game of Thrones, and then the Hall of Justice in the back there. So this was what was collected at Teebcon, and it went over like gangbusters. People were super excited. So bringing the swag world up to northern Minnesota on top of bringing a convention here too.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that this year. Seeing just how much I can collect. Don't know where I want to put it all, but I will find a place for it somewhere in this room.
Yep, you will.
Absolutely. So yeah, looking forward to that, and I can't wait to get out there and hang out with everybody, make some connections. Hopefully, maybe we can get a photo with. I'm looking forward to the Rebel pilots because we got Gold Leader, we got Biggs, we got Wedge, Dak. Dak, I heard was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward.
I'm curious what what they're gonna be able to pull together for like panels and like reunion type things. I'd be really excited to be able to see a couple of those if I can get away from the table.
Yeah, if we can get away, yeah. I'm really looking forward to that because, like we said earlier, unfortunately, some of these people are getting a little older.
Yeah.
And it really kind of breaks my heart because it reminds me like, oh, wait a minute, how old am I now? Ouch,
Yeah.
And Paul Blake. Paul Blake's another one I'm really excited to meet when I get out there because obviously Greedo. He's one of only a handful from A New Hope that are left anymore. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then maybe Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford someday. Not gonna hold my breath on that one.
No, but Hamill's done actually more events in the last probably 6 to 8 months than he's done in a long time. So I mean, you never know.
I'm holding out hope for the next celebration in the U.S. here because we're coming up on 2027 here, and we all know what that means. That'll be the 50th. Yeah, that'll be 50 years for A New Hope. Oh, wait, what do we got? DB? Can you hear me? And like that, he was here and gone. So yeah, and it just blows my mind because for sometimes I feel like it was just yesterday, and sometimes I feel like it was an eternity ago.
Great.
But it's a reminder that life continues to march on, and it sees some of these opportunities while we still can. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Come on, and there he goes. Yeah, he's gonna miss the whole show. So, who else are you looking forward to seeing at the ICCC?
So I know this is like such a small part of episode 1, but Aura Singh.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know why. Like, it's one of those things. I am not comparing Aura Singh to Boba Fett, but it's like one of those things because like Boba Fett's is on screen for like 30 seconds in the whole trilogy or some ridiculous thing, or 3 minutes, whatever. And it's kind of like that with Aura Singh. They could have maybe created her to be more important in the prequels. Obviously, in the Clone Wars, she is, but just meeting that actress I think is going to be pretty cool.
Michonne.
Yeah, I don't know how to say her name.
Yeah, I know her first name was Michonne, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll have to.
I did meet her at Celebration 3 also, and
okay.
it was cool. She was an absolutely beautiful human being, just wonderful to talk to. She took her time with everybody who walked up to her.
Yeah,
I got my Aura Singh figure autographed. Yeah, it was cool.
And Amy Allen.
Yes.
The Ayla Secura, I really think would be fun to meet her. I mean, I think everybody will. I just saw Kim Simmons a couple weeks ago, but to tell you the honest truth, I didn't have time to talk to him. I was running around
I bet you didn't.
all over, like doing stuff. And of all my guests, he was the only one I didn't get a picture with because he left early.
Oh.
So I'm really looking forward to being able to talk to Kim Simmons, or I don't know, maybe have dinner with him or something. Like, hey, thanks for coming to our event. Let me buy you a steak dinner or something.
Absolutely.
I'd really like to do that, and just be able to like talk to him about something more than just here's your flight, here's your hotel, here's your per diem, like all that. I'd like to say, all right, tell me a little bit about this whole thing that you spent decades doing. I want to learn more about that. I'd love to hear the stories. And that I actually really am looking forward to, as weird as it sounds, to seeing Kim Simmons, even though I just saw him.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite things about ICC last year was that 30 minutes I talked to. I learned more in that 30 minutes than I have in months and months of reading and researching and checking this out and checking that out. I learned a lot from him, and it was just absolutely fascinating to hear these stories from the man who was there. Him and Jim Swearinger. Jim Swearinger was awesome
Yeah,
there too.
yeah. And he's going to be there, isn't he?
Yes, yep. Jim Swearinger will be there.
So
I'm almost 100% positive on that.
Yeah, I think so. And when I went to I think we talked about this before about Rogue Fun in Atlanta. They had a couple of guys that had worked on some development stuff at Kenner at one point, and their stories are just you talk about like how they made Star Wars and like we don't know what we're doing. Like ILM was kind of like the Wild Wild West. Well, it kind of sounds like Kenner was the same thing. Like Kenner was like the toy version of ILM, and just kind of like they're just a bunch of young guys like doing crazy stuff and like smoking in the boardroom and like throwing stuff against the wall. And anyway, it was really neat to hear some of those stories too. And I think I should have the guest list in front of me. I think it's Effler. Is it Tim Effler?
I know I should have brought that up before I
but
started.
He's going to be there. I know. I was like, oh, I remember him from Rogue Fun. So he'll be a great guest too. So it'd be really neat to see some of those panels that some of the toy developers and people involved with creating. Because let's be honest, a vast majority of us are like tied to the toy world, and that 70s and 80s is the toys from then just have created what action figures are today. They really created what collectibles are today.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Tim Effler, he was Kenner's director of advanced concept.
Yeah.
And just looking at his page, there's everything from Ghostbusters, Play-Doh, Barbie, some of those classic old red dot video games and stuff. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And of course, we can't forget Ron Rodat, G.I. Joe.
Yes, G.I. Joe. Yep. So I should ask, so are you guys there in a podcast capacity at ICCC this year? So do you do any of the like interviewing of folks, or how I guess I'm not even sure how it works at ICCC.
We will have a table in the podcast room. We did last year. We'll probably Brown Leader, I know, will spend most of his time in there. DB and I will wander out to the floor because we're we're going to be drawn out there like magnets to the the stuff out there, because that's just our focus. As you can as you see in both of when you see our videos, what's going on behind us. That's our biggest focus there. Brown Leader's biggest focus is going to be that podcast room. But like last year we did interview Jim Swearinger. We were in the room for a lot of those great guests, and oh my word, I cannot believe I am drawing a blank on the next one that we interviewed. So bear with me just a quick moment while I pull this up. Here is where I'm truly missing my co-stars here.
We're middle-aged geeks or over the hill gang. We forget things. That's just
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that's obviously a big problem for Spencer Wilding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're still working on trying to figure out who's interviewing who, or what that lineup is going to be like. And I know Brown Leader was really hoping for Brendan Wayne. I'm probably gonna bring that up about 25-30 more times just in the next 48 to 72 hours, just to kind of needle that in a little bit further, because I know that's he was really bummed about that.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything's truly been decided yet.
Gotcha.
Okay. We had Jim Orman on last week, and Jim Orman did say that we are going to be.
Hi, guys.
Little teaser. Oh, you're here.
And you have been listening to Hyperspace Heroes.
Oh, that's how
And
my
it's supposed
life
to be
was.
with you.
It took me 54 minutes to get my microphone to work.
54. No,
Wow.
no. 55 minutes and.
Oh, man.
No, actually, we're pushing an hour because we were about 4 minutes behind schedule. So, hey,
Yeah.
welcome aboard.
So, what did I miss?
Okay, well, we'll start over for it. Yeah.
Recap.
Recap.
Teebcon was awesome.
Teebcon was a
Just were
was a big
amazing.
success.
Fantastic.
and-
It's coming back in 2025.
Awesome.
We don't have
Excited
dates
for
yet,
ICCC.
but he's going to let us know as soon as he can when that'll be. And the big question is, who are we interviewing at ICC this year?
Oh, am I supposed to talk about it?
I mean, it was Jim Orman announced it on our podcast last
Oh,
week.
well, I didn't know, if you guys, I don't want to take away anybody's thunder, but
I did, but was that was that announced live?
that was live. Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Hey, see, here's where a brown leader. See, DB and I we're kind of off the chain. As you see, brown leader's got a notebook that he takes detailed notes in, and keeps very focused on what's going on and what we talk about. DB and I are just kind of
Yeah, I have a
Lucid.
plastic spoon.
I have my Mountain Dew Zero, and that's the attention of our detail. But it was announced live on the podcast, right?
It was.
So yeah, we are going to be there. One of us will be there for Billy D. Williams.
Oh, no
Yeah.
way. So what
And
is the,
we'll see if the
battle
comment
to
section
death?
starts blowing up right now of Brown Leader telling us you weren't supposed to announce that yet.
Oh, too bad. He should have been here. There you go. What's the battle to the death that you three have to do? Like, what's the test of strength of who gets to interview Billy D. Williams?
Jello wrestling.
I don't want to see that. No offense.
Wow.
No offense.
I have 55 minutes worth of nonsense to catch up on, so I'm just going to spew garbage.
And I'm watching our ticker of listeners and watchers are just disappearing it's plummeting like a Minnesota / Northern Michigan temperature gauge. In December. Yeah. Way to go.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is super cool.
Yeah, it's going to be epic. And yeah, I don't know how this is going to go down yet. I can say I will not be doing the Jello wrestling. Yeah.
So you watched Obi-Wan, the series Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So you should pull the Obi-Wan with the giant trench coat trick and just put all three of you in a giant trench coat.
Oh.
And then walk up to Billy D's table and say, "Hey, I'm here to interview you," and you could have all three of you. Just saying.
Hang on. I actually am going to take notes right now.
Buy oversized trench coat.
So so basically they'll be bringing the guests ours into the podcast room, and then and like last year, it was okay. You guys are up. Who wants to sit in on this one? Who wants to sit in on that one? And it's kind of a mashup of me, us, and whoever else is in the room.
Sure.
I know Rule the Galaxy will be in there with us, and love those guys. They're a great group. It'll be fun. Yeah, you have to get in there and check it out and hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
well,
I'm really looking forward to that one.
I'll put the plug out there. I know maybe not all of your listeners are from Minnesota, but we are not a strictly Minnesota club. You can be anywhere. We have people from Tennessee. We have people from Pennsylvania, Atlanta, California, England. We have people from England. So if anybody wants to join up with the Minnesota Star Wars Collectors Alliance, just look us up on Facebook. And if you're going to be at ICCC, maybe you want to volunteer at the table, cover for an hour or so, get some cool swag from us.
Yeah, are you going to have cool things like this?
Oh,
we will have,
there it is.
We will have those. I have patches that I haven't announced yet. We are part of the Star Wars Joshua pin set, Star Wars Joshua patch set. I'm also part of a Star Wars Joshua color patch set, which he announced on his site last week. So I've got tons of stuff, tons of swag that will be given away, and volunteers that come to the table can even get some of the exclusive Teebcon swag that we've got that I'll be bringing down with me as well. So even if it's just, even if it's just an hour, it'll give us an opportunity to go take a break, maybe go see Billy D. Williams or do something that we might not be able to do if we're right at the booth the whole time. So definitely looking for volunteers. So anybody can hit me up directly through the Facebook page or our website, mnswca.org. So yeah, join us, volunteer with us a little bit and get some cool swag.
Absolutely. We'll love it. DB will be there for sure.
Yeah, I'll swing by and see what I can help out with, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very cool.
Absolutely. So yeah, great. Thanks for having us on, and just kind of give our listeners a rundown on where they can find you and where to look you up at.
Yeah, we're in the process of planning out next year, so it'll be good to watch mnswca.org, our website, for the latest information about when the next year's event will be. There's information up there about the Frozen Force in January. Our Facebook page, we have a Teebcon Facebook page, but we also have the Minnesota Star Wars Collectors Alliance Collectors Group Facebook page as well. So that's really the best way of following us. I'm kind of old, so Twitter, X, TikTok, Instagram, we got some of that, but I'm old, so it's mostly Facebook and the website.
But we're all old.
Yeah, I would bet you're probably the youngest person on the screen right now. So
I don't know about that, or I don't feel that way at least.
After your weekend there, have you fully recovered yet, or are you still?
I think I'm good. I think I'm good. But the thing is now is you jump right into the next thing. So the next thing being ICCC. Super excited, even though I'm not necessarily looking forward to that 15-hour drive, but the excitement of it and the fun will outweigh that drive.
Yeah, your drive is actually further than ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta wait. It'll take us 14 hours to get there, but we're gonna goof off on the way down, I'm sure.
Well, Steve, let me tell you something about riding with Scruffy.
Oh, word.
He believes in ludicrous speed, all right?
Okay.
We'd go to Plaid, all right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And to be fair,
maybe
I love it because he gets us there in half the time that it would take me to drive there. So.
There you go.
I believe. Yes, that I definitely believe.
I drive like an old lady.
I've followed you. I passed you.
Like daily or
almost did circles around you. That's all. Yeah, that's how bad it was. So we are what 18, 7, 14, 15, 17. Yeah, about 18 days away.
Exciting. Super exciting.
That blows my mind. What day are you getting down there?
We'll get down there. It'll be super late. It'll be Wednesday that we'll get there. So we won't be able to set up till Thursday morning. So it'll be a quick turnaround for us. We'll get there probably. I think last year we got there maybe around 9 p.m. So hoping to get there kind of about that same time, and then get up early and get everything set up at the booth. Well,
DB's an early riser, so
6 a.m.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm not getting up at 6 a.m.
To be fair, at these conventions, something happens, convention time, I get up early because I'm just it's like a kid at Christmas. I can't sleep in at these conventions. I'm just like, I gotta go. It doesn't even open for 4 hours. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I still gotta be up and moving.
Well, that's the beauty of IC, especially back at the Sheraton. You can go down to that lobby any time of the day and hang out with people just like us.
True. That is true.
Yes.
Nerd Fest. It's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that is definitely for sure true. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man, and I cannot wait.
Hey, Scruffy, have we done Collection Corner tonight?
No, we have not. I wasn't sure if we were going to do Collection Corner, but if you got Collection Corner, then
I
oops.
don't, because I have been showing remarkable restraint not buying stuff online.
Remarkable restraint.
Which Steve, if you have a Creature Cantina base, I would buy it off you, bring it to Nashville.
Oh, you know what? I do actually.
Oh.
You get a little busy when you're playing a convention, but I do.
Oh,
you
bet.
just need the base. Yeah.
I just need the base. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it. I do.
Bring it to Nashville, sir. Bring it to Nashville. But I haven't been purchasing anything, but almost as cool as the Minnesota Collectors Alliance pin here. The Hyperspace Heroes.
Oh yes, there
have
it is.
swag to hand out this year, kids.
Awesome.
Yes.
So come visit us at the podcast room, or find any of the 3 of the Brown Squadron. We will have these buttons. And
you'll know it's us because that's the logo on the back of our shirts.
yeah, we have this on the back of our bowling shirts. So I'm very impressed with how well these turned out for a quick turnaround. So
nice. Very
that's
cool.
Pretty epic.
That's all I got for Collection Corner, but I wanted to start the advertisement. So
absolutely,
they're absolutely free.
Awesome.
Tips are accepted.
Absolutely free. Let's see. Does it have any? Yeah, no, never mind. I'm going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, don't go there.
You're still creeping me out with the Jello thing. Yeah. So next week we have a special guest announcement coming up for next week on the 19th, which is Thursday. We have a special episode of DB's Blockbuster.
Yes, we do.
We will be talking to George McFly, played by Jeffrey Weissman from Back to the Future 2 and 3. So I am so looking forward to that. It's going to be an epic show. Make sure you tune in, and DB, make sure your mic works.
You know, it worked when we were on pre-show. We were talking.
I know. That's what's killing me about it. It seems to work, and then I don't know.
And the funny thing is, I haven't fired the computer up since the last show we did last week, and
maybe that's why it felt lonely.
Maybe I need to comfort it and give it love.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna move right along from that one. So yes,
tune in next week by the minute.
Yeah, turn the camera off for that, please.
Yeah. Oh my word. Oh yeah. So tune in next week on the night. Oh my word. Tune in next week on the 19th. A special episode of DB's Blockbuster. See Brown later. I told you I wouldn't forget. So so tune in next week. Check that out. Jeffrey Weissman, Back to the Future 2 and 3. So for us, follow Hyperspace Heroes on all the social threads: TikTok, Twix, Facebook, Instagram. I think there's some others there, but Brown Leader is not here with his notes, so shame on me for not taking them.
Take a page from Carbo here and say, we're old, we don't even know what
we're old, we don't even know what we're on. There you go. There you go. Or you can email us at brownsquadron@gmail.com. And you can find all of our links for us beacons.ai/Brown Squadron. So whatever I'm missing, you can find it there. DB, you got anything else for us?
Well, I've made it to 13 minutes of the show now?
Yeah, we're about 13 minutes in, man.
I'd like to apologize to our listeners, but they probably appreciated the fact that I wasn't here telling stupid jokes and puns and.
Well, I to be fair, I kind of missed your stupid jokes and your puns.
I just was going to apologize to our guest because that was rude of me not to be on the show. I text him at 2:00. Don't show up at 8:00. What can I say?
We got it. We got it, though, man. Technical difficulties. We know how it goes. Absolutely. All right. So thanks for joining us and tuning in to us. And tune in next week for our special guest episode. And I think we're going to get out of here, guys. So time for us to take off. I'm trying to do this Brown Leader style here. So, wait, I got to get the video queued up. See, it's just not as smooth as his is.
Yeah. I do have one more thing to say because I haven't had a chance, but Star Trek. Okay.
Oh, you suck.
That in there.
Yeah. And on that note,
Play the sound.
You have
Play
been
the
listening to watching. You have been listening to and watching Hyperspace Heroes. Ready?
That's no
moon.
Was it good for you?
All right, we're out.
I don't know. Still says live to me.
Oh, wait. It is not. We're still live.